My name's Tim Cruz. I'm the Plymouth County District Attorney, and I've been living in Marshfield for the last 25 years. Well, we're filming here at the Little League field off of Webster Street, not too far from where I've lived for the last 25 years. And we're here because this place brings back good memories for me when my kids were small. When I coached Little League, I've had the ability to coach here in Marshfield when my children were smaller, whether it be soccer, baseball, hockey. I grew up on the other side of the county, and I met my wife in college. I did not always plan on a career in law. I think like many young men and young women, I didn't really know what I wanted to do growing up. Went through high school, public school system. I went to Boston College undergrad, and while I was there, I made the determination that I wanted to perhaps try law school. And I went to law school after I graduated from Boston College, and I was really lucky and I was really fortunate to be given an internship at the Plymouth County DA's office in 1983. So I was afforded an opportunity to go to the courthouse, courtrooms, and see what was going on, because back then, you know, we didn't have Law and Order on TV, we didn't have CSI. You really had no idea what the prosecutor did. And to me, it was really interesting to do that. And when I went back to law school, I knew that's what I wanted to do. So when I graduated law school, I applied for and was accepted, and I went to the Plymouth DA's office. And I was fortunate enough to work as an assistant DA here in Plymouth County for about 4 years at that time, from 1985 to 1989, until I went out in private practice. My main job is trying to get justice in our community, trying to make sure that we can hold people accountable, but at the same time help people. And I don't think a lot of people understand, you know, really the role of the district attorney as to what he or she does now. That it's so much different than what it was back in 1985 when I started. Back in 1985 when I started, we were given a file, and maybe a police report would be in there, and maybe a couple pieces of paper, and that was it. And you really didn't know anything about the people you were dealing with, the situations that they may be dealing with. And what I've seen over time, over the years, is that we understand now that we have a responsibility to try to get in front of some of these problems. And there's a lot of problems out there. So as a result of that, we have programs where we help kids who maybe they're first-time offenders, they do a minor offense. And do you want to hurt that kid for the rest of their life because they did something when they were young and irresponsible? They're young and irresponsible. So, or do you make sure that they're held accountable, they understand they made a mistake, and at the same time you do your job and you try to help that kid, and you make sure you never see them again. So we have diversion programs for kids, juveniles. Many kids are in our programs, we never see them again. We've had thousands of kids that have gone through, thousands of kids. What my goal is at this stage of my career is to make sure that we can help the kids so that we stop cycles of violence, that we stop cycles of domestic violence, child abuse. We have human trafficking issues in our county. It's everywhere. It's not just Plymouth County, but it's in our county. The criminal justice system, make no mistake about it, is the depository of society's problems. And the criminal justice system is not suited to deal with them. So as a result of that, we have to get smarter, and that makes us reach out to community agencies, to working with these various groups, Plymouth County United Way, DECI, our Drug Endangered Children Grant, and our organization of trying to help the kids. We have a responsibility to help them. And I think we can do that. And I think we've been able to do that. And I want to continue to do that to help these children so that I'm not doing what I'm doing right now, which is I am prosecuting the grandkids of people I prosecuted in the 80s. I think the front end is where the responsibilities lie. How do you help those kids before they get into the system? That's the question. And I think we're dealing with drug endangered kids and dealing with kids who have all these problems and issues in this crazy world that we're living in. If we can do that, we'll make the world a better place. You know, I think Marshfield, first and foremost, it's a beautiful place. You know, it's a waterfront community. I think that, you know, it's a historical community. It's something which I think people that live here are proud of, its historic roots here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. But, you know, when you talk about our communities and what we do here, I think that Marshfield has given me the opportunity to do my job and understand that at the end of the day, I'm going to come back here and I know that this is one of the safest communities, not just in the Commonwealth, but in America. I think the police here have done a tremendous job working in conjunction with the local agencies and making sure they make a difference in people's lives every day. So I'm very grateful to be here. I think I was grateful that my kids could grow up here and that my wife and I have been living here for a long time, and hopefully we'll continue to do that.